Is the Chad Factor coming at you live on this February 15th, 2017. Got myself a new haircut, got a job interview coming. But I wanted to do a review on The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 9. And I have to say that it was a phenomenal episode that week, and season 7 for the mid-season is getting even better every single episode. Okay, so where we last left off of Rick and them, they were Spencer just got his guts slittered all over the floor. Olivia just died. Rick and Aaron worked hard to give Negan the stuff he needed, to give them half of their stuff, right? But even though they did that, they came back. Aaron got beat up for a note he never left. Sasha tries to kill. I think I'm getting her name. Rosita. Sorry, Rosita tries to get Negan killed. Okay, and basically he killed. Like I said, Negan killed Spencer. He had Olivia killed. Also, and even though he's doing all this stuff, it's still not enough. And also, Eugene is taken away. So even though he's doing all this stuff, he finally decides to say enough is enough, and goes back in with the Hilltop community and everybody else to see what they're going to do and see, who's going to fight with them, because pretty much they're ready to fight at this point. So now we flash back to this episode. We got Gregory, who is the coward of the whole series, who will not fight, who will not go against the Saviors. And, he's a coward, but at the same time, he did trust them to get rid of the Saviors, and they did fail because they didn't know who they were going up against. But at the same time, he's still a coward to say that he's getting tired of his people, and, his people and everyone are basically being enslaved, essentially. So even though Gregory's not in on it, you do have Enid, who gets the other people to come with them, who still want to fight, even though Gregory doesn't want to fight. So now we have them about to go home, but then Jesus suggests that they need to go meet King Ezekiel. And I think this is a pivotal moment. King Ezekiel is now my favorite character on The Walking Dead. Now, if there are a lot of criticisms from many people who are black people who see a lot of black characters being kind of cowardly, being kind of milquetoast, buttery biscuit. But when you have a character such as King Ezekiel, yes, okay, he might be, acting a part to play a role, right? But at the same time, he rules over the people. He's king. He has a tiger, and he takes care of what he needs to take care of. So we go to them meeting King Ezekiel, meeting the others, and pretty much everybody wants to fight. Richard wants to fight. Richard was agreeing to fight, but then you have Morgan, who they also met, does not want to essentially go to war because he believed that there's a peace. And when they finally made a resolution, King Ezekiel says that it might be bad. It might be bad a little bit, but at the same time, it's still peace. It's very little. It's on that thin line, but it's still peace. And he doesn't want to get his people killed or murdered because he's lost a lot of people going out to the wilderness to fight the undead, and people have lost their limbs, people have lost lives. So the reason King Ezekiel doesn't want to go to war is because he fears for his people, not for his own, because the man can't fight. And when they met the Saviors in the wilderness, they both knew it pretty much was a mutual thing, because they knew he had capabilities, he knew they had capabilities, so they came up with a deal. So it's much more of a deal thing. It's not a power grab. Nobody from the Saviors has killed anybody from the kingdom. It was just simply a deal that they had to arrange, and they don't step foot in it, and that's the agreement. But we're going to see what happens when next week comes, and see what happens on that episode, because something might happen that's going to pop him off, because we know he's going to join the war. He knows the Saviors are a threat. Richard wants to go to war. Young Benjamin wants to go to war. He's probably going to get Carol and get other people to come with him because they're getting tired of them. So we go forward to him saying no. Pretty much Daryl disrespects him a little bit. That was uncalled for. And we basically have King Ezekiel offering Daryl to stay with the kingdom until they stop looking for Daryl, where he'll be safe, essentially. So Daryl stays at the kingdom, and on their way back, the cars, they try to go through with there's cars parked everywhere, and they're about miles, like at least 10 miles or so away from the base. And they overhear the walkie-talkie. They find out that Fat Joey's dead, yada, yada, yada. But then as they're moving the cars away, they have these explosives that they have to pass, that they have to disarm. So Rosita does her thing, disarms them, and they basically take away the dynamite. Reverse, make sure it doesn't blow up. Get the dynamite so they can use bombs in case they need them. So they have dynamite, they have guns, but then before they could get away, they have to go through the horde of zombies. So how do they go through the horde of zombies, you ask? The Rick and Michonne way, which is getting two cars, tying a line, getting distance away from them, and slicing the zombies like pizza. It was sweet. It was awesome. It was action-packed the way they did that scene. I loved it. And then a bomb goes off after they left because Rosita saw a bad bomb and left it on the roadside. Then they go back to Alexandria. The Saviors are there as soon as they go back. And they basically threaten them, question them, see where Daryl is, because his son was there. So they assume that Daryl is there as well. So that's why they do the whole looking around thing, which is smart in that regard. But what's dumb on the Savior's part is they actually should have left two bodyguards there. But I guess because they're so egotistical that they believe everything they say, or they're just plain stupid. So we see that happen. So they leave, find out that the pastor is gone. Gabriel, find out that he's gone. So all their supplies are lost. He leaves them a clue to find them. And when they finally go back to the boat area, which they find they're looking for him, and they find all these little this crazy group, this pretty fringe group of people that don't look like they've been affected by the Saviors. They have guns, they have weapons, and when we see them surrounding them, Rick does something that's unprecedented. He does this. That's what he does. So actually, hold on for a second. I want to put on my window. Give me just a second. Yeah, I think that's more light this time. Yeah, there's more light. So pretty much what happens is they find this group. Rick is happy that that there's numbers. So because they have some of the hilltop, not all of them, but some of them. Even though Gregory is a coward. King Ezekiel, they may have Richard, but they don't have the kingdom, the support they need from the kingdom. So at least they have some support from the hilltop, and then they have this whole nother group they have to do. So pretty much Rick is smiling because he knows that he has numbers, and he knows he can convince them to go against the Saviors in some way. That's why Rick is smiling. The Walking Dead is one of the best shows on television, and I think season 7 is pretty much one of the best seasons so far. The character of Negan, okay, losing these two important characters, Abraham and Glenn. All right, the first character to actually break down Rick and basically defeat Rick and his group in the series so far, and then and this is what a lot of Walking Dead fans aren't really talking about. Some are, like anti-PC culture and other certain ones. That guy T, they're talking about when they had the scene where Negan took all the weapons that made them look weak. In Hollywood, usually they promote more and more gun control, and that things are better off of gun control and safer. Now, when people are trying to fight back and they just take all the weapons, they look weak, they look defeated, they look so sad and pathetic. That is unfathomable to see in Hollywood in this day and age. You did have shows like movies like Death Wish and other things like that, but to have a show in modern time that's pretty pro-gun is unimaginable during this time of the anti-gun culture and the anti-gun debates. So, The Walking Dead season 7 is phenomenal. I love this episode so far. I'm liking every episode. The only season that was kind of a little bit iffy to me was when Tara was with the Oceanside group. I do hope that they add Oceanside to this war, but it looks like this is going to be a all-out war is going to be crazy. If they can get this group from the Cabbage Patch garbage kids, okay, if they can get Hilltop, they're going to get Hilltop. They're going to get Kingdom. If they get the Oceanside, it's going to be a whole season of this next season. But right now we're in March to War. But this is my episode. This is my review of season 7, episode 9. The season is going great so far. I love The Walking Dead. I hope they do more good episodes like this to keep people coming. But this is a great season so far. But this is my review of season 7, episode 9. See y'all later.